for us being on your TV screen, can you each give us an address that we can send invoices to? Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, and
I'm in the corner.
speaking for all of us up here too, we want to thank you guys for watching the shows. I mean, without you guys watching our shows, we wouldn't be on the air. We wouldn't be sharing our passion with you. So thank you for watching.
Round of applause for yourself, guys. Right there, sir.
What's your drive to do what you guys do? Was it the money, starting the business where you can make, or was it, you know, the opportunities of doing something you truly love?
Chip, still with you.
Well, I giggled when you said, was it the money? Because when I first started Overhaul, I was paid $2,500 an episode. And that was 8 days of straight work, no sleep, for 7 episodes. That was the first season. It was not for the money. It was for the passion of it. And to be able to share that with people and to be able to work with a guy like Chris who did some phenomenal pranks.
Thanks, buddy.
It was...
If you were only making $2,500, you can imagine what I was making.
You were making the big bucks.
Every day on that set was like being over at your best friend's garage on a Sunday night and everybody's thrashing to get that car together so he can drive to school in the morning. That's what it felt like for the 8 days straight. You remember 7 days, but there was a D-Day, which was the 8th day. So if we started a car on Monday, we finished it the following Monday. It was a lot of work. We did 87 episodes in 5 years. And I loved every single one of them before they started pulling the pranks out, which broke my heart because I really loved the pranks. It to me, helped with all of the A-team in the build because they would go out with Chris or whoever was doing a prank, they would film it, come back, we'd had a big screen on the set, and everybody would sit there and we'd watch what just happened, and it would motivate us to get that car done, to get it finished in that 8 days. Or if it was a phone prank, we actually shut the shop down, nobody was working, and Chris was standing in the middle of the shop, and everybody's just sitting there watching. He's got, you know, some voice that he came up with. It just, it was phenomenal and so much fun. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wayne, how about you?
I was brought up in the automotive industry with my dad restoring cars, and so I really didn't have any choice. It was, you know, you get your butt off the bus and you get to work. So working 7 days a week on cars, and then, but it comes naturally. But the thing is, and it's like all you guys out in the audience, you have to have the passion. And it's not about the money, it's not about any of that stuff. If you've got the passion, then you'll succeed in this business. And of course, having a father like I had, and you guys saw him on TV, I passed away a year ago, but that was the real drive for me because he really pushed that on me as a kid. And I became the painter in our shop when I was 13 years old. He stuck a spray gun in my hand and said, well, you're going to learn sometime. Today's the day. And so I'm still the painter in our shop. So you just have to have the passion, I think.
Very cool.
Mr. King?
My passion actually was, my motivation rather, has never been about the money. I grew up very poor. I had a lot of time to think about the big question for me is what if? You know, what if I went a different direction from everybody else that was in my family, the way that I'd grown up and watched everybody basically waiting on government cheese checks or, you know, some other programs so they didn't have to do anything. And I love my family, don't get me wrong, but it just seemed like that was really what was next for me. And I one day woke up and I said, you know, how do people get away from what is probably their path in life and make something special of their life? And, you know, that's what I did. I one day woke up and I said, you know what? I know what that style of living is, and I'm going to go the other direction. And I started putting all of my thought and energies into trying to round off some skills that might make me set out, or just something that I would just enjoy. Many years later in business, it was always something I'd focus on the art, not on the money. I figured if I was doing a good job, I would make money. And by surrounding myself with the family that I have, there's 29 guys and gals that work for me. You know, I put my efforts into communicating with my clients and building them a dream car. And in turn, our dreams come true because my family is all taken care of.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar story.
For the money.
It's a very similar story
To pay back for that GM car he left at the beach.
It's a similar story to everybody else. I don't really care for money. I brought up in a, you know, there was 6 of us. I'm a a baby of 6, and we all lived in one room, in one bed, in a house, in a tenement block. We're a very poor family. All my brothers and sisters have done exceptionally well. I was the baby, so from a very early age, I was sort of forgotten. I had to shout and make my way and to get known. And my dad used to customise cars. He was a customiser in England, which is kind of rare in the 70s. And he got some notoriety for some of the custom cars he did. And he would drag me around car shows with him reluctantly. And I'd look at these weird sort of custom cars. And somehow, I don't know how, but I learned so much without really knowing what I was learning. It was just like like Wayne said, it just came naturally. And by the time I was 17, I bought and sold my first car. It was a Mini, and I doubled the money on it. And I thought, my friend worked in a grocery store at 17, and he was earning $100 a week, and I just made like $400 in like 10 minutes from just buying and selling the car. And I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to throw myself into learning everything I can about cars. And now I'm just driven by passion. It's not about we're very blessed. We get you people watch us. We have a great life. We make a TV show about cars. It's fantastic. But if you cut me in half, gasoline's going to pour out and oil's going to pour out of me. I'm just driven by passion of cars. It's as simple as that. And for me, it's that moment when you put a car back on the road and I sell it on and hand it over to somebody. It's what Dave said. You're just making people's dreams a reality. And it's that moment. It's when you see them drive off with a big smile on your face. That's the bit that I do this for. So for me, it's for the passion, for the love of cars. Not
For one more question, there you go.
This one was for Dave Kindig. I wanted to ask how many cars he did in his shop.
Well, how many I've built so far? Well, that's a good question. I probably would have to say we're past 17 years. We're coming up on 18 years this June, rather. I have to imagine we probably had, and I'm a specialty shop. I don't do any kind of collision, so everything in there is a restoration or a full build or whatever. I have to have, probably 4,000, 3,500 to 4,000 cars, I think, in the last. And not all of them are complete builds, but quite a few of them. And talking about the passion really quick, I remember the very first time that we ever won a big award at a car show. And I remember going back with the first load of cars from Salt Lake Autorama, and we had just won Utah's Finest with a 4-door Bel Air. We called Bella. It was 1960 Bel Air. And I remember getting back, and everybody's starting to unload stuff, and I walked over my toolbox, and I broke down in tears. I was like, I can't believe I finally did it. It's just, Anyway, it has nothing to do with your question, which was an awesome question, and I'm still racking my brain trying to remember how many cars I've had.
What's your name, sweetie?
My name's Bella.
Bella?
Are you serious? See, I knew that.
Whoa! Well, that was a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Your story just
the story just
so
popped
much
up.
more meaning. That's amazing.
We did not set this up. That is a beautiful name,
I
Bella.
am a big fan of your show.
I'm a big fan of your name. Thank you.
Bella, what's your favorite kind of car?
I would have to say a Chevy.
Nice. Love the passion. Bella's got the passion too. Thank you for your question, Bella.
In my garage, I got a '69 Chevy.
Nice.
That.
Anything else? You seem to be taking over the show here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bella.
expect to see Bella on Velocity Channel in about 10 years' time, I would imagine.
Her show's going to be called Bleeping Rides.
All right, well, we want to thank you guys for hanging out once again. And coming up a little bit later right here up on the stage, we're going to have one-on-ones with both Wayne and with Mike, so stick around for that. And all weekend long, all these guys are going to be hanging out, so we hope you are enjoying it so far. Chip Foose, Wayne Carini, Dave Kindig, Mike Brewer. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Analyze.